Hey guys, welcome to the Field of 68 YouTube channel. If you like what you see here, hit that subscribe button and you'll get more college basketball content just like this.
Yeah, I mean, listen, Damon's now taking down Duke, Clemson, Carolina. Now, they've struggled, which you knew they were going to be in year one. I just felt like at some point Carolina was going to be kind of ripe for the picking here. I thought it would be a Florida State. Instead, it's Georgia Tech that came back from being down against Florida State in Tallahassee. You knew on the road at some point they would kind of slip up here. Again, like you said, Harrison Ingram and Cormac Ryan did not shoot the ball well at all. Cadeau's not much of an offensive weapon. Bacot's got to be more Bacot of what we expect. Like Mondo's got to step up here on nights when Ingram and Cormac Ryan are struggling, and he's got to demand the ball, and they've got to make him a weapon again, which he had been in the past. So I think T.O., like that's my biggest takeaway from Carolina. I love how well they played. I love their defense. But I think they got to get Mondo kind of going again and get his confidence back and get some aggressiveness back.
Yeah, I think there's a lot to be said there. I mean, Mondo is Mondo. We know he's limited offensively. We know he can beat you up. And let's be honest, guys, like Georgia Tech's got a lot of bodies they could throw at somebody like Mondo. And while it has been a bit of I'm not going to say a slog because they've had some nice wins, right, at Georgia Tech. But at the same time, like it's a tough place to play. And whenever those guys get going, they shot 9 for 20, and they competed on the glass. Let's be honest, guys, 41 rebounds. I know North Carolina had 22 offensive, but still at the same time, like Georgia Tech's competing. Damon's putting them in the right spots. Cormac Ryan can't go 3 for 14. I think that's where your biggest concern is. You got to have that floor spacer, and quite frankly, nobody else in double figures besides RJ. You got to have more elsewhere.
Yeah, RJ Davis has been fantastic this season. I think that he is right there in the conversation and may actually just be the ACC player of the year at this point. But you can't just have one guy go out there and go on the road and expect to win when no one else really plays all well. You're right about Cormac. Goodman, I do think you're right about Armando Bacot. The only thing I would push back on that is just to say that part of the reason why North Carolina is what they are this year is that Bacot has not been the kind of player that has been demanding touches and demanding opportunities and demanding chances in the post, right? Like part of why they are able to win at the level that they're winning is that he kind of has been the team player that has said, you know what, I don't need to get 25 shots a game, 25 post touches a game. So it's kind of a double-edged sword there.
That's
I will
fine.
say.
That's fine, but Cadeau's not an offensive weapon. So it's hard, right?
Mm-hmm.
If Cadeau's not much of one, which I know he's had some better offensive games lately, I just think Mondo's got to be capable of getting 16 or 18 on a given night when those other guys can't. And that may be just, you know what, crashing the offensive glass and getting, 2 or 3 putbacks. Whatever it is, I just think that the beauty of this team early was that they were more well-balanced. And now I think what you don't want to see is them being all about RJ Davis offensively, because again, the ball moved, and that's why they won some games. Honestly, in final possessions, they were really good down the stretch. Where last year, what happened? It was Caleb Love and hero ball and the ball not moving. Well, the ball moved earlier this year. So anyway,
yeah. Well, you also your two Stanford guys both went 3 for 14. Like that can't happen, especially on a team where you're only playing 7. You're only playing 7 guys. You can't have your 2 highest shot maker besides RJ Davis, your second and third offensive option.
Hey, Rob, tell T.O. that Notre Dame's not quite as prestigious academically as Stanford.
Yeah,
but Cormac Ryan started. He started at Stanford. All right. So like those two Stanford.
That's fine. That's fine.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, but both of those guys going 3 of 14, like you can't have that. North Carolina only plays 7, and I understand, like, they don't like to crawl too deep into their bench, but those 2 guys have been good this year, and quite frankly, they've worked so well around RJ because they don't demand the ball every time, and they've worked perfectly alongside Cadeau because he's so willing to give it up. But that play at the end of the game, hey, let's be honest, it looks very similar to what happened at Cameron Indoor a couple of days ago, and it all happened to be whichever home team was there got the call. However, that was more of a foul than the Clemson foul at Duke the other day. No call. Decisive no call. I just, the consistency was bothersome among the ACC, because in my mind, the guy who challenged the shot is changing where his trajectory is. He's not going straight up and down. So he's following the shot and bumping the guy off his spot. That was a foul.
But you said it. There is consistency. It's called home court consistency.
Oof. Now that was a foul. The one at Georgia Tech was a foul. The one at Cameron Indoor was not a foul. I could have been cleaner. I couldn't have imagined a way to play cleaner basketball than what.
I think they were both fouls, to be honest.
I don't know how. Unless you're just handing him a layup, there's no foul.
Yeah, I think I tend to look at the performance and the foul call against RJ Davis that wasn't called. And when you kind of get body checked like that and knocked off your line, I think that is more of a foul than somebody with going vertical and making contact with an elbow. All right, thank you for watching the Field of 68. If you've enjoyed what you've seen here, hit that like button, share this link with your friends, or check out the description for some other places that you can consume Field of 68 content.